Amazon's launching a nationwide search for a new location to build its second corporate headquarters. Now, cities and states across the country are all trying to compete to land this multi-billion-dollar project, along with the thousands of new jobs that it would create. My next guest says he's doing everything he can to make sure his state gets Amazon's headquarters. New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu joins me right now. Governor, good to see you.
Well, great to see you. Thanks for having me on.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you on. You're talking to a hometown girl here, so I can't do anything but support your effort. Full disclosure. But tell us about what you're doing right now to attract Amazon, because I'll tell you, Governor, you got a lot of competition out there, and you got competition from states that don't have as onerous a corporate tax as New Hampshire has.
We do, but remember, when you look at the overall tax base, the rest of the country is still trying to catch up to New Hampshire. We've had the best tax incentives in the country for the last 200 years, and so one of our objectives is to make sure we get out, talk to Amazon, make sure they realize all the benefits in terms of bringing their company here. I mean, when you look at the fact we have no sales tax or income tax, think about the 50,000 employees, the hundreds of millions of dollars per year that will go into their pockets. Right. That right there is just a natural upgrade on everybody else. And then you look at the infrastructure
let me jump in,
though,
you look
at our base.
While that's great, and we got a graphic showing everybody zero sales tax, zero income tax, people say to me, how do they ever make the ends meet? And I say, well, you know, you got to keep government in on a short lease. What they have, they'll spend, so you just don't give them too much. But I hear you on that. The problem is shareholders, right? Because shareholders are saying, we want to be able to keep these profits as much as we can of these profits. And while it's great that the employees keep a little bit more, what is it the state can do? And I must commend you, sir, because I am really impressed. I know that we're 8.2% in taxes right now, corporate income taxes there in New Hampshire, and you've worked aggressively to get that down into the 7s. But even then, it's higher than many of the surrounding states, and certainly higher than the 0 you see in places like Texas.
That's right. And you have to understand, we're lowering business profits tax in 3 of the next 4 years. The business profit tax really affects companies very, very differently. So you have to look at the internal financial structure of each company. And when you look at the internal finances of Amazon, our structure is actually incredibly competitive compared to the rest of the country. And then you look at the infrastructure projects, not that we're proposing or imagining like other folks are, the ones that are really near completion. We have projects and locations that are shovel-ready today to greenlight what Amazon wants to do, give them all the flexibility in the world to drive forward.
Where would you put it? I'm just curious.
Well,
I know the geography really well.
Somewhere in southern New Hampshire. Yeah, southern New Hampshire, because it's still about a half hour outside of the greater Boston metropolitan area. So we are part of that greater Boston area without the burdens of the traffic and the taxes and all those things that trouble large major cities. So we really have the best of both worlds. And so, again, when you look at the whole package of what we're putting together, I honestly believe nobody can really compare to us.
Well, good for you. You know what? Yeah. You're preaching to the choir, and I like to tell you, you can go to the beach, you can ski, you can go hiking. There's a wonderful sense of community in the state as well. I would like to see corporate taxes come down a little lower. I think we could have competed harder for GE had we had lower corporate taxes. But, you know, Governor, this is what's going on nationally, right? I mean, the president's out there talking about how we need to be able to compete as a nation with all these other countries. You got the UK, you got Canada, even France with a lower corporate tax than us. So I think in many ways, sir, you symbolize what our country's trying to do as well.
Well, look, last month I took 1,600 rules and regulations and we wrote them straight off the books. And that's just to open opportunity for businesses. And when you have the state with it, we now have the highest per capita income in the country, the fastest growing economy in the Northeast, the lowest poverty rate, and access to the most educated workforce out of Boston. All the pieces line up.
It's great. And you know what I love most of all? And you know, a family member of mine was on recently who's leading this effort for New Hampshire for Amazon. This is bipartisan. This is something the left and the right can all agree on, Governor. Everyone wants jobs, whether it's in New Hampshire, whether it's in Texas, Ohio, whether it is in this country. So congrats to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.